do you follow that about cats? I'm sorry, Matt, you're like, don't you have any inside? Nothing. What can we say about being in a long-term lesbian relationship that is much different than others? Love is love regardless of sexuality. We believe the difference lies in the internal and external conflicts that must be worked through. Much of this is how others in society view us and the religious beliefs that get used against us.
In our 20s and 30s, we spent much of that time pretending to be just friends. Lying about who we were to ourselves and others, living in the fear of the very feelings drawing us together, afraid of what friends and relatives would think or how they would react to us. Especially true of those friends at the church we were attending. We spent a lot of effort trying to distance ourselves from our feelings and trying to fix ourselves.
But as they say, time is the great healer, and eventually we came to the realization that we were made to be together. Even more, there was nothing in us that needed fixed. God had a purpose for drawing us together and laying out a life plan. With this, we started the best job either one of us ever had of building and strengthening this bond. Both of us agree that anything worth having is worth the effort to keep it growing.
Being two headstrong women, each with their own opinions and triggers, made this quite the bumpy ride. We had to break through those thick walls that each of us had formed as a barrier of protection. One thing we decided, we would never fall asleep with unresolved anger and at least a kind word to smooth over the angry ones. Sometimes that was in agreeing to disagree.
After 15 years together, we finally decided to live in full honesty, to share our journey with those that mattered to us. When we came out, it was not surprising. So many already knew and were waiting for us to fully recognize our relationship. I guess it's hard to hide the love that shines through.
And that's why our song is When You Say Nothing at All. Our favorite line is, Old Mr. Webster never can define what's being said between your heart and mine, because our hearts already knew it was a forever thing.
Thanks to Illinois passing marriage equality in 2014, we were able to marry on our 25th anniversary together.
It amazed us the difference that a piece of paper made. While living together, there was always the feeling that either one of us could walk out without explanation. Our marriage gave us the sense of stability. We have a feeling of never being alone and someone always having our backs. It's trusting each other through the tough times. It's being there to lend your wings when your spouses are broken and knowing that it will be reciprocated.
Okay, with all that mushy stuff being said, we still have our times. Like when she gets bossy and attempts to manage and hover over me, or when I'm watching Jeopardy and she plays a game or video on full volume.
When she gasses me and the cats almost out of the house, or when she gets snarky at me for having to repeat something a second time.
It's learning how to push those buttons enough to have fun, but not so much that it causes conflict.
And learning how to change those triggers so you can always keep her guessing. And learning to keep on laughing through it all.
This June, we will celebrate our 35th anniversary, 35 years together and 10 years married. Hopefully, it's only the beginning.
Cyndi, do you love me?
Do I what?
Do you love me?
Do I love you? With our kitties growing older and this trouble all around, you're upset, you're worn out, go inside, go lie down. Maybe it's indigestion.
But I'm asking you a question. Do you love me?
You're a fool.
I know, but do you love me?
Do I love you? For 35 years I've washed your clothes, cooked your meals, cleaned your house, given you fruitcake, smelled your gas. After 35 years, just let this pass.
Cyndi, the first time I met you, you were talking with my sister. I was scared.
I'm shy,
I was nervous.
so was I.
And we hoped with all the struggles we would learn to love each other. And now I'm asking you, do you love me?
I'm your wife.
I know, but do you love